Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Glam and Glare. I'm Meghan Victoria, and today we're going to be teaching you all about highlighting and contouring. So if you'd like to see, keep on watching. Alright, so the first thing we did to Nellie's skin is just apply a lighter foundation, like a lighter coverage. Just since we're doing some highlighting and contouring, we really don't want too much product caked up on the face. So we just want to make sure the skin is flawless before we go in and start adding the dimension. So as I'm doing this, we'll talk about what highlighting and contouring is. So we talk about the planes of the face. Our face is three-dimensional and we want it to look so, especially with photographs or going out. Highlighting and contouring just adds that extra dimension to your face. So you look at the higher points of the face is where we're going to be highlighting. So the forehead a little bit, the nose, definitely the cheekbones. That really lifts the face and gives it that youthful appearance. A little bit on the chin, and I love highlighting the Cupid's bow. First thing I'm going to do, take a little bit of a corrector just to conceal kind of the blue tones under the eyes. So this is just a peachier tone, which will complement the blue tones. Just look up for me. I'm just applying that right under the eyes just with a concealer brush, and then I just like to use the warmth of my finger to melt the product right under the eyes. And you just want to use like a patting and a tapping motion under the eyes because you don't want to pull as the eyes have the most thinnest skin, and so you don't want to get any premature wrinkles. All right. Now we're gonna start highlighting. So I have 2 shades of a creamy concealer that I'm gonna use. And this is gonna be lighter than Nellie's skin tone. I'm just gonna mix these 2 together to achieve the right combination. And start applying that to the highest parts of the face. Just try like that. And this can go on a little thicker as we'll make sure we blend it out. You kind of go in a triangle motion. It doesn't have to be perfectly neat because we'll be blending it and it'll all smudge and blend together.
So it's okay to look like a clown before.
Of course it is. That's some fun part. Take a couple selfies, post them on Instagram. Killing it. And so you just want to look at like the dimensions of the face. So the way the Cupid's bow kind of raises right here, we apply the highlight, and since we're women, we tend to get a little red around the nose, so you can apply just some right here. And a little bit on the chin. Don't you look fabulous? All right, and next I'm just gonna take my sponge and I'm just gonna start tapping and rolling the product right into the skin. And you can always use a powder highlight or a powder contour for a lighter application. We're doing a little bit more today, so we're gonna start with some creams and then we're gonna set with powders, but you can always just kind of make it work for however you like. Just look up. And just kind of make sure you get that like little inner corner of the eye, as it tends to get a little dark, and that's when we can really brighten up the face. On the other side. Highlighting and contouring is awesome, especially if you're going out or going to a party or wedding, anything you're using photography. It just adds like a whole next level kind of to your makeup, and it's fun to do, and it's fun to practice. Turn a little bit. Oh, and I should add that this is a wet sponge. If you have a dry sponge, it's just gonna erase the product, whereas you have a wet sponge, it's just gonna absorb the excess and then blend the remaining product into the skin like we want. All right, let's contour. So now we have lifted the dimensions of the face, the planes of the face, to really highlight them and bring them forward. Now we want to recede by using shadow. So we're going to use another creamy concealer, but this one is darker than our skin tone. Quite a fair bit. You can get away with using a darker shade of contour because we're going to really blend it out. Now just turn for me. So we're gonna find the cheekbone. You can use your finger to kind of tap and see where it is, but general rule of thumb is you can go the top of the ear to the kind of the corner of the mouth. Then you want to stop kind of where you hit the beginning of the eye. And always remember that it is curved. It's not really a straight bone. You want to curve it a little bit. And like I said earlier, it does not have to be perfect because we're going to be blending it out. I'll apply a little bit to the forehead just to round out. And we can do a little bit right on the chin and kind of outline the jawline. They say the highlight and contouring is supposed to be used to like kind of change your face shape, which it absolutely can. And they like to say like the oval is the most ideal face shape in beauty. So you can kind of look to see how you can kind of create more of an oval face. But really, work with what you got and it'll look fantastic. And we can use just a little bit on the nose. Just go down the sides of the bridge of the nose.
So if I want something lighter, I can just use straight powders. Right?
Yeah, you can absolutely go in with a little bit of powder. The cream just tends to last a bit longer because it really grabs onto your skin. Especially like, most people don't highlight and contour every day of their life, but if they're going out and they want something more, then they want something more long lasting. So I just like to use the sponge now just to absorb excess product that's maybe sitting on top of the skin. And then I like to go in with another brush to start blending it out. So you want the highlight and the contour to kind of fuse together. And I'm just using little circular motions and back and forth motions. Just take your time to really blend things out because the worst thing you can have is like big lines on your face. It's just not a cute look.
Under the mirror, you look fabulous and then watch the light.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. There's a couple like memes on Instagram where it's like the mirror, the person's like in their bathroom mirror and it's like, yes girl, more, more, more. Then you go in the sunlight and you're like, oh, that is too much. Like,
yeah, it's happened to me so many times.
Yeah, you're getting all the tips and techniques firsthand. Push it a little bit. Especially for the nose, make sure you blend that out because it is very easy to like see the stripes, and I just like to use my finger because it's small and it can get in all the little crevices of the nose.
think that's like something that you get. Like, you really give away that you're contouring through it. Like,
Oh,
the streak comes down,
absolutely.
you know?
Like you don't want to look like you have lines on your face. You just look like you have this flawless dimension. Like celebrities highlight and contour all the time just because they're taking photographs, right? And a camera will just take your face and make it 2D. And so you need to add the extra dimensions so it doesn't wash you out. So I make sure the under eyes aren't creasing. It's just nice though when you put products on to kind of get them to live on the skin for a minute before you powder them, just because then that you're able to see if there's excess product or anything. All right, so let's set with some powders. And we're just gonna use some corresponding powders to set the highlight and contour. Whenever you use a cream, you want to set with powder. Cream's gonna run, powder's gonna make it set and stay all day. And I just use a really light hand just to lightly set everything. Very good. I'm going in with more of a yellow tone powder. The yellow is really going to brighten the highlights. Especially under these lights. I just go in with my sponge again, wet sponge, just to absorb the powder. You don't want anything looking cakey. And I'm just gonna use a nice peachy blush just to add some color back into the face. So that's just gonna go right in between the highlight and the contour. It's also gonna help them just kind of blend seamlessly together. And then just something fun to finish off. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this gold powder. We're gonna apply it just to the tops of the cheekbones just for a nice little glow and shine. What's really like trendy right now is the whole glowy look. Oh, I know, the highlight and the glow. This kind of goes with that strobing trend. People have heard of that one where you're kind of adding, like you can highlight by using light and shadow, but to actually like add a little bit of glow, it's just really pretty. And just it's a little bit of iridescent shimmer. I know, right? It's so pretty. And you can even just add it right under the eyebrow bone. I love the tip of the nose. I think it makes people look like fairies. Like it's just like so cute, you know? I'm always the cutest though.
So it can even be like eyeshadow. It doesn't necessarily have to be a highlighting product?
Oh no, absolutely. Like if you think about makeup, it's just pigments and they have different like mediums, I guess, of how they're used. But to me, it's all color. So you can just play with color and do whatever you need. And now we have a beautiful, dewy, glowy, highlighted and contoured complexion. For all products used and all that fun stuff, please check out the description bar below and make sure you subscribe to see more awesome fun tutorials on how we can teach you makeup tips, tricks, and techniques.